Autumn was in full swing on the island of Sodor. The winds returned, and this year they were colder than usual. One November morning, the Fat Controller had a special job for Henry.
I want you to take a train of equipment up to the Pale Godred Aluminum Works this afternoon. But be careful. There's supposed to be a storm this evening, so go easy.
At that time, the sun was shining brightly. But by late afternoon, the sky was darkened with ominous clouds.
Oh boy, and I thought I'd overcome my fear of the rain.
I'd worry more about damage to the line than your paintwork, Henry.
Yes, well, I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
The Fat Controller was right about the storm. It got darker and darker, and soon the rain was falling. At first, it wasn't bad. But as Henry made his way up the branch line, the rain furiously slammed into him. He was miserable. When he arrived at the aluminum works, one foreman was standing outside. It was raining so loud that it was hard to make out what he was saying. "Just leave them here. If you want shelter, you can go up to the old depot up the line. It has a covered shed." "That will be lovely, thanks." As soon as he was uncoupled, Henry raced up the line and arrived at the old depot. The shed was old and worn, but Henry didn't care. He was glad to be out of the rain.
I've never been here before. This place sure does look a bit eerie.
It's the old steelworks transfer yard. There used to be a narrow gauge railway here.
I can see their line.
But all that was left of the line was one straight strip next to the derelict transfer platform. Soon the rain had stopped. Henry was about to leave when he heard a voice.
What the? Who's there?
The sound was echoing, making it very spooky. I think it might be a drunk. Let's get out of here.
Good idea.
And Henry did just that. The next day, he told the others what he had heard. "So this guy was singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips?"
Probably a stoner.
Well, you'd think so, but his voice echoed in a way that was very disturbing. It was like a ghost.
Oh, not more of this nonsense.
I didn't say it was a ghost, you fool. I said it sounded like one.
"A lot of engines used to work there, so it could be."
Stuff and nonsense.
Later that day, Henry and his crew told the Fat Controller.
Interesting. I'll check it out later.
He did that evening, and the next morning talked to Henry again.
You were absolutely right about those voices. However, after searching the whole area, I could not find anyone.
Really?
Yes. Therefore, I think that whoever it was hiding in the buildings. I think this is a job for Miss Jenny's pack.
The Fat Controller called Miss Jenny, and she loaned them Jack, Alfie, and Oliver. Henry took them to the site. "All right, you three. We need you to clear some of the debris around the area and clean up this place."
Righto, let's get started.
Jack, Alfie, and Oliver got to work, helping the workmen do a thorough search of the area. They dug up things buried by dirt, and also got rid of many prickly bushes that barred the entrance to the buildings. They even had to knock some walls down if the buildings were determined to be unsafe for workers to explore. However, they didn't hear the voice at all. They uncovered many slate trucks covered by dirt, but no engine. They didn't notice, however, that the ground by the chimney was beginning to crack and crumble. That evening, the area had been cleaned up, but the source of the voice had not been found.
Whoever it was must have left before we came.
But if it's an engine, it wouldn't have gone anywhere without firing coal.
Maybe we accidentally crushed and killed them.
You'd know if that happened.
How? Blood?
No, you hear them scream.
Oh, please.
Shush! That's it!
Oh, God.
That sounds like a ghost.
Quiet!
Driver? It must be a vehicle then. I think it's coming from that chimney. Without thinking, Oliver raced towards it. But then there was trouble. The ground started sinking. Help!
Oh, hello! Nice of you to put by.
Oh my goodness! I found the source!
Blimey! It's an old engine!
Old what? Speak up!
An old engine!
Oh, okay. Yes, I am old. Sorry, I've been in there a while. I must be going deaf.
Of course! It makes sense now why you didn't respond to us.
The engine was then towed out of the hole to the rails. He was very shabby.
I used to work on the Mid-Sodor, then was moved here after it closed.
Wait, why were you underground? Were you buried?
No, I was put in the old military bunker when they could no longer afford to run me. And then, of course, Mr. Excavator here broke through the roof and discovered secret territory.
You know, I remember talk about the old military bunkers hidden beneath the earth around this area. Didn't think there would be one here, though. Though again, it makes sense. The chimney made your voice all distorted like a ghost. The chimney was connected to the bunker.
Oh, yes, indeed. So tell me, are Stewart and Falcon still in service?
Oh yes, of course they have new names now. And you know who else is still running? Duke!
No, you're pulling me wheel. He was left to rust.
Well, like you, he was found. You do have a lot of catching up to do.
Jim was taken into Croven's Gate for a much-needed overhaul. He was there for quite a while, but was as good as new when he finished that spring. One sunny afternoon, Duke was waiting in the carriage sheds with a big grin on his face. Peter, Sam, and Sir Handel came racing into the yards. The doors of the shed were flung open, revealing the spotless green engine. Peter, Sam, and Sir Handel were absolutely gobsmacked. I don't believe it! It's Jim, our old friend!